Welcome to this sample audio clip, which comes from the conversation series featuring Multihull pioneer Jim Brown. In this segment, which comes from an audio that also features legendary boat designer Dick Newick, Jim speaks to Meade Gougeon about his brother's innovative, newly built 40-foot tri-hulled craft. To find out more about this historic, multi-hull-oriented audio series, please visit us at www.outrigmedia.com.
Thank you guys very much for getting onto a conference call with me to talk about multi-hulls and particularly multi-hull history, even contemporary multi-hull history. I'm so pleased that you decided you would participate in this. This is our kickoff effort. My publisher friend Joe Farinaccio and I are intending to do a series of these calls, and I can't imagine having a better stable of experts. Are you there, Meade?
I sure am, and I've got to say that I'm highly honored to be on the same call with one Dick Newick and Jim Brown, who I consider the luminaries of our whole multi-hull movement here in the United States and certainly worldwide.
Okay, Dick, you there?
I'm here, and I promise not to use any cuss words, but I hope that you'll accept the word ballast as a cuss word and use it anyway.
Okay. Yeah, that's always been your favorite expletive.
Not quite, but in polite circles it is.
Yeah, I remember you saying, "Oh, ballast," one time. We should let our listeners know that we're all old friends. And if we speak about something that is a bit over your heads, we'll try to explain it later. But the big news, I think, at the moment is that Meade's brother, Jan, is about to launch, what is it, a 6 or 7 year project?
That and a little bit more. I think the genesis of it started back almost 30 years ago when he turned upside down out in the Atlantic and spent 4 days before he got rescued in his 31-foot trimaran flick-up. So the beginnings of it all go back to that point, but this particular project, I think he's been, the design effort came into his head about 10 years ago. Work started about 7 years ago with a lot of interruptions, and it's now going to be launched on July 9th. Of this year.
Oh boy, that's great. What about that, Dick? You know, Jan has really been through it trying to get this boat built.
Well, he deserves every success, and he'll have success, I'm sure.
Is the boat much like the G32?
It is in a way. The first and primary goal was to be self-rightable, as the G32 has been so successfully able to do. So maintaining that, but taking it up to 40 feet long is the goal. And I guess the second real goal is to make a trailable boat that can be hauled down the road with a normal vehicle. Maybe it's a V8, but it's the whole package is still going to be under 4,000 pounds.
And at what length, Meade?
This is 40 feet.
Right, a 40-foot trailerable boat. Does it fold or collapse?
It's got the center pod is 26 feet long, and it's about 8 feet wide, and comes down to a hull-like feature down below, but it actually exists about 6 inches above the water at the closest point. And the pod it's got 2 swing arms on each side that hook to the long, fairly, well, it would look like big long tornado hulls on a typical beach cat. From there, the hulls swing in slightly underneath this pod, and it all squunches together to get under the 8'6" trailing width.
Wow, man! So it's a horizontal swing wing.
Yeah, and the hulls swing forward, so the actual trailable length is 40 feet, because the back of the hulls then come up even with the back of the pod. So it's quite a compact thing. Now it's also got a large swinging forward strut for head sails that also fit within this 40 feet. So the 26-foot pod has got a 14-foot sprit sticking out there. And the mast is only 34 feet. And
Really?
It sits on top of the cabin on the pod, so it's actually about 40, I believe it's 6 feet off the water, so it would be almost 40 feet off the water to the top. Now it's got a gigantic mainsail on it as far as the boom length. The boom length, I believe, is 12 feet. But it goes up to a square top main that's going to be like 7 feet.
Man.
So from there he goes to a series of 3 head sails that are one's, of course, masthead. Two are masthead. So he's got a sail plan that's short, but it takes up almost the whole 40 feet span of the boat.
Oh boy, I'm dying to see that thing.
Yeah.
Gee, that's really out there. Meade, water ballasted, eh?
Yes, and he's able to take up, in the center of the hull, he can take up 1,000 pounds, and in the very aft of the hull, AMA, I should say, he can take up to, I believe, 400 pounds.
Uh-huh. So there's 2 ballast compartments in each hull?
Right.
Uh-huh.
And the rudder system, by the way, is what's most interesting. It's got normal rudders and centerboards in the hulls, but his controls to operate them both and not have to disattach them for swing winging is what's kind of clever. He's worked all that out to where
My
you
gosh.
swing the thing and the controls are not affected.
My gosh, that's wonderful. And launching July 9th, eh?
July 9th, and it's going to be a while before he's got fully sailing capable rig. He's probably got another month to get his first sail in. But
well, will you guys
all the
post
rest
that?
of the parts.
Pardon me. Would you post some of that information after the launching on your Gougeon website?
Yeah, we'll do that, Jim.
That'd be great, boy. I think people are really going to be very interested to see this thing, because the Gougeon 32 was way ahead of its time, and now to think of a 40-footer that can trailer, gracious. Well, it's nothing like what you've been working on, is it, Dick? What's the status of the Tonga project?
Thanks for listening. For more like this, or to obtain this complete audio conversation, come visit us on the web at www.outrigmedia.com.